If you decide not to do inventory, or it's been, like you said, this is the first time this has ever happened, what are some of the other things that pop up?
I had a couple interesting things. I talked about replacement and kind of making sure that the replacement stuff's going smoothly, right? One of the things that I always used to get was, hey, that thing's for replacement. The new one's here. I need you to bring it in. And they'd be like, oh, we're just going to use it for another week. We're almost done doing whatever it is we're doing. And you're like, okay, well, then everybody forgets, right? You get busy and you forget, and replacement cycle's done. And then the next year you go to replace things, and then all of a sudden you put your replacement list together, and that asset that got replaced last year all of a sudden pops up again, but you don't realize it, initially until you go to replace it again. You're like, wait a second, that's not right. So, especially in organizations that are dealing with thousands of assets, you got to have a good process for that replacement, because if you don't, then all of a sudden assets that you thought were gone are now still here. So you get the fleet creep and some of those things that, unintentionally you don't mean to do. And so that's why, counting stuff is great. Hopefully you don't take it off of your list or out of your system until you actually get a bill of sale that you sold it, or an invoice. But, it could get you in trouble